Sorry, that was the end of my first recording time, so... Alright, as I was saying, it's account bound, so if you get one mount, all the characters you make or have will have access to that mount, but keep in mind some mounts are Alliance or Horde only, so you won't have access to all of them, but a majority of them. And this is where you get your spell book of abilities, and here you see what level you can earn them, and here you just get the other stuff. When it says passive, it just basically means something along the side, so you don't have to worry about it. And other than that, there's nothing more to it. And here, this is your health, and as a paladin, you have mana. You lose mana, you don't do abilities, and you die. So we're going to avoid that. And these other features here can only be accessed at a certain level, and some of it can't even be used because it's starter edition. Alright, and the map is here. You use this to make it smaller. This is the map of the current area I'm in. You can right click to zoom out, and these are the flight masters right here. These are pet masters, and each land is labeled so you have access to it. As you can see, I'm in the Eastern Kingdoms in this area. Azeroth is a big place, so there's a lot to do, but I won't be able to show everything. And of course, when you're seeing a map, you'll have this character looking at a map. Alright, now for the next step. As you can see, I'm moving the screen around. How I'm doing that is left click and hold, and then drag while you have the left click down. And then as for movement, you can use your arrow keys or your WASD keys to move. I recommend WSD because it's easier. And as for spells, you can click one.
I don't have a target.
You can click based on what the location. Like this is, if you were to click one, you can cast ability. But I recommend mouse click, and of course there are other ways to move. And you can scroll in and out. This shows the current time, and this zooms and shows you where you're in, and the calendar. And this shows when events happen. Ooh, Dark Moon Fair. I'll have to look at it more. It just shows you events that happen throughout certain months. You could have Dark Moon Fair, or fishing, or Children's Week. Feel free to look up the holidays that WoW does. And here just gives you areas to look out for, like profession trainers, repair, and innkeepers are all basically you need. Alright, so without further ado, oh, one more thing. A backpack is here. This is where you store all your stuff. This thing is called a hearthstone. You always hold on to this because it can teleport you to an innkeeper, which I'll show you later. And it needs a 30-minute recharge. Unless you're in a guild, then it only needs 15-minute recharge. But I'm not going to get into guilds right now. So, and your money's down here. You can earn copper to silver to gold. And you're going to need money if you want to buy all those fancy mounts and stuff for your gear. And then the last thing, I believe, is this thing. This is where you chat. You can click on it to type something, or you can just push enter and then type something, like I'm going to say here. And that's what it will show up as. You can also do emotes or certain slabs, like party chat is basically when you're in your group, you will type with this by doing /P and then space, and the cover will change, and now you will chat with people in your group. And you want to do that so that way your talking isn't public. Only your group can see it and nobody else can. And raids, basically, when you're in a raid, you're going to be chatting with this. And then there's guild chat /G and then /Y, which makes you yell. It means everyone from like 100-mile away, so I'm exaggerating here, will just hear your message. Whisper basically means you're talking to only one player. And then there's emote, and here your character can do a series of emotes, like I am going to make him wave. See? And then there's these emotes, which allow you to talk. And I'll just do a demonstration, like, well, when I'm attacking. So, alright, let's get started. Alright, the guys that you want to talk to are guys with exclamation points. These guys have quests for you.
Need help?
You right-click them, and you can read their message. If not, just read the quest objective, and then it'll show you money, how much money you receive, experience, and possible gear reward, and it will show them here too. I'm just gonna go through this, and you can accept or decline, but in this case you have no choice but to accept it. And the silver question mark means this is the person you come back to when you're done with the quest, but I can't turn my quest in because I haven't done it yet. So let's go ahead and do it.
Go with honor, friend.
Now I'm going to show you a few key shortcuts, like Z is to wield. You don't have to do that, but it's an option. X is to sit and stand. So, let's beat these wargs back. You right click and you engage. You can go with this ability.
Isn't ready yet.
And that's how you kill a dog. Okay, and as you can see, I gained some XP. As you kill monsters and complete quests, this bar will fill up. When it gets all the way to here, you reach the next level. It'll get harder as you progress, but leveling up's pretty simple if you know what you're doing. And then you right click to loot him, and he's got a rabbit's foot. I'm just going to take it for selling purposes, but usually when it's shaded gray like this, you don't want to pick it up, but for a beginner, it's better if you did. So, I'm trying to think, what else? I'll just keep hitting dogs. Oh yeah, and I promise I do this. I'm gonna do charge.
Charge!
See, he says it here what he does, and he says something out loud. Alright, I'm gonna go and show you something real quick that'll help. You'll want to click auto loot, which basically means when you do that, you right click, it'll automatically loot. You can do this if you want, doesn't matter. You've also got all these things, but they're not entirely important. I mean, I'm just going to show you the stuff that is important that I use. Action bar gives you extra bars for your spells and abilities. Names, I recommend checking this, that way you can see their health. And that's basically about it. Alright. Now you can see level, who they are, and their health bar. And when they're yellow like this, they're not aggressive, so they won't attack you unless you attack them. Like what I'm going to do next. Face the wrath of a powerful dog. As you can see with the auto loot engaged, I automatically loot and I don't have to click. Just feel free to experiment around a little bit and with the settings, and if you want more info, let me know, or just look up tutorials. Let's go help this guard. Back, you dog.